Hello. In last video we did a lot of work in Jungle Area 2.0 and in the meantime off camera, look at this. Significant improvements. We have the door system. The reason why I haven't recorded this is because it was done by a company, not by me. And even though today's video won't be about the Jungle Area 2.0, it will be something for the Jungle Area 2.0. And that includes this enclosure. In this enclosure we have Bella, if you can maybe see her. Yeah, there's her abdomen. She's theraphosa apophysis. She got this whole enclosure for herself. But the plan is to disassemble this and take the plants into the Jungle Area 2.0 because I want to remove this from this corner and put a sofa over there. I need a place for sofa, of course. So before we are able to do that, we need to take Bella out and move her into a new enclosure. And that is exactly what we will do today. But we are starting this video with really sad news. The oldest Dark Den followers will remember which tarantula is inside of this old enclosure. This is actually first 30 by 25 by 25 enclosure that I ever built. It was a bit different design, but it still works, it is still functional. Anyhow, the tarantula that we had inside was Teltocatel albopilosus, and she unfortunately passed away. I will try to get all the substrate out. She stopped eating for quite some time, therefore I assume that she will just eventually molt, but unfortunately she passed away. And it was the first big proper tarantula that I ever got. I had her for 10 years and when I bought her she was already a mature female, basically the same size, so who knows how she actually old was. And judging by how other brachypelmacel teltocatels grow, how slow they grow, 10 to 15 and maybe even 20 years is definitely not a stretch for this species. So she was really old and I'm really sad that she is gone. Later I will take her outside and I will bury her next to Felix, Despacito and Sasha because she definitely had a more important role in the Dark Den. It is unfortunate that we start a video like this, but I had to inform you that it happened. Now for Bella, we already have an enclosure and it is almost set up. We will just need to do a little bit of tweaking. It is this one right here. I hope that it is not heavier than 20 kilos. It doesn't seem like it. Because if you haven't watched the last video, I have hernia and I'm scheduled for a surgery in less than a month now. So I need to take it easy a bit. Here is the enclosure. You see, it is in a pretty good shape, but for tarantula I definitely need more substrate all the way up to here and then slope. We need a height for tarantula. I also want to tweak the background a bit, but also I want to take this part of substrate out because it got a little bit of mold, so I want to remove that. And did I mention, inside I had Devil the Second, the centipede. Scolopendra hyaenanum that unfortunately died due to molting complications. But he was really big and maybe even an adult, so maybe he died just because of that. We don't need this core bark, but maybe I will reuse this piece of wood. I really like how it looks, how it is a bit different. Also this big piece of rock, I don't think we need it, but I will set it aside. And yeah, I need to take this plant out. I was thinking that maybe I should just leave it inside, but I have same type of plant inside of Linda's enclosure that is just below, so I don't want to have same type of plants in such a similar enclosures with similar animals. So that's why I decided that it will have to go, but now I'm thinking that I can cut it and just let it dry out to be like a part of decoration. You see, just like these leaves are already dried, I can just leave everything to dry out and yeah, it will look cool, right? Although since I will put more substrate will slope up to here somewhere, so technically this will go inside of the dirt and maybe start to regrow. Yeah, I need to cut it all the way up to here and something like that. Although now I'm thinking this enclosure doesn't have any type of drainage, but then again Linda's enclosure also doesn't have any drainage layer and it is doing fine, so yeah. But you see, this is same size of the enclosure, only that this one is 15 centimeters taller. You see, this is Linda's and this is the same one like we will use here. Although the line of substrate is also, I think, like 2 centimeters taller on this. So technically a little bit less substrate will go inside, which is quite alright. Now let me just grab this substrate, even though I don't really think it is necessary. Oh my, that is a long root. There is actually a lot of roots inside of this substrate. It will be really interesting to see how Tarantula will dig. I will also take the top layer out that contains all the leaves and stuff, and then we'll just reuse it on top as a new top layer. I'm kinda low on leaf litter. Well, actually I'm not low, but I will need a lot for Jungularian 2.0, so if I can save some, I definitely will. Overall, the background is nice. Although I'm not really a fan of this artificial rock surface, the imitation of rock. So I will partially, not everywhere, but I will partially cover it and apply dry dirt on the silicone, but I won't be covering the entire background. I want to see how that will look. Maybe I can intentionally cover only this section, so it imitates the part of the root or something like that. I don't know, I will have fun with it. I don't think that it can look any worse than it looks now. And unfortunately I'm out of black silicone, so I'm using the transparent one, but in theory it should be the same. Although now it is hard to see where I applied it and where I didn't, because it's transparent. But I'm really curious to see how it will turn out. I always love to experiment with new things. Okay, there we go. Now the tricky part where we need to apply the dry dirt, but on a vertical background. That can be a bit challenging, you know. I think that I will partially slope it. Something like this. Okay, I clearly see that I should have just take all the substrate out and put it on the back and do it as it should be done, but it is not that bad. And also keep in mind that substrate will be up to here, so all of this under here won't be visible. Basically only this top part will be visible that is exposed like this. So yeah, a time jump and voila! This should be dry, this should be cured, so let's remove all the excess dirt. So I can see what have I done. Okay, that's it. I would say it looks alright. We will see it with the combination of full dirt. So let's add dirt and that will give us a better picture. Although from what I see now, I think it would look better if I just covered everything. But that is really relative, because I personally prefer this look on the background than this. To some of you maybe it is other way around. Now I think that I won't add more than this. I want this side to be more fuller. You see, just like that, and now I will try to incorporate this in the back to place it somehow, although I'm not really sure how. Maybe just like this will be the best. Now to reuse the leaf litter. Yeah, this adds a lot of texture, and we didn't even use the sand for the texture yet. Now when I'm looking at it, I don't think that I need to add any more leaf litter. This is more than enough, and you see how leaf litter and all these twigs and everything just makes it look more alive and more naturalistic. I am satisfied, but inside I want to have live plants, and for the live plants I was thinking what should I add, and then it hit me. Firstly, inside of this enclosure I have this plant that we can take out, and also I want to take at least one of those bromeliads. Bromeliad will go somewhere in the back while the plant will be maybe here in front, I'm not sure, but sand for the texture first. A premium Croatian sand for the texture. See? Everywhere where there is too much substrate visible, we just sprinkle some texture on it to make it look even better. Over there in the back and also over there in the back. There we go. Now before we start taking plants from the enclosure, I want to take Bella out, because once I start messing with the plants, she will probably run inside of her hide, and her hide is this a long cork bark that goes all the way up to there, so it will definitely be easier to just take her out now when she's outside. You see, she's right there, so I will grab her before she runs away. But we need some big catch cup, because the regular catch cup will just be too small. Although the access here is not the best, so I will block off her hide with the lid so she cannot escape over there. And then, hey Bella, can I get a little bit of cooperation from you? Whoa. I know that you couldn't see anything, but she was kind of violently throwing herself inside. She is a big girl. And she's not satisfied by the fact that we got her out of her enclosure. You just wait here for a little bit until we figure out the plant situation. So this bromeliad, this hold up. Oof, oh no, I got some water on me. Because there is water inside, of course, which is a normal thing for bromeliad. I'm honestly surprised that I just simply removed it from the branch. The roots didn't attach to the back like at all. And this whole thing is definitely too big for the enclosure. So I will just separate and take out one. And you see this dried out plant, this is the original plant that we put inside. These two sprouted later on. There we go. This should be good. More than enough for this one single enclosure. See, I'll just place it like that in the corner and that should be all right. Hopefully Bella won't try to move it around. Now in regards to this other plant, I'm not sure how deep the roots are. But yeah, they're not too big. I'll actually place it here in the back. I think that will be the better spot for the plant. I know that originally I said that I want to plant it here, but then I'm thinking that it will cover the bromeliad, and bromeliad looks really nice, so I don't want it to be covered. I will drop some springtails inside, you see, a little bit. I'll add some water to keep the plants happy. I need to refill the bromeliad, of course. And to increase the overall humidity inside, because Bella likes it humid, and now you will see her really good for the first time in this video. And we will see if she will be satisfied with her new setup. I will place her like, ooh, she's so large now. This enclosure looked huge, but now when you put huge tarantula inside, it is no longer that big, right? Here she is, the enormous beauty, and we did pair her a while ago. I don't really remember when. I will write it down when I check the video. But unfortunately, she still didn't drop an egg sac, although her abdomen is really large, right? So maybe there is still a chance. I really don't know if there is like a fixed time frame within she should drop an egg sac, and if she doesn't drop it within that time after the breeding, then it means that there will be no egg sac. So maybe there is still a chance, or maybe not. But however, she now got a brand new crib that is still big enough for her, but it is not too big, so looking after her will be much easier. And I set up her hide in a way so we can actually shine some light inside and see her even when she's hiding. And I love how she's just standing there, not moving at all. Girl, let's go explore your enclosure. There we go. I was waiting for like 5 minutes here for her to start moving, and she now immediately stopped. Maybe I shouldn't comment and oh, never mind. There we go. You are going the wrong way. Please don't go over there. So I will just put the door here, but she's pushing it a little bit. Okay, that's better. Man, but she's so big, look. Big as my hand. I'm really not sure who is bigger, her or Linda. Oh, she figured out where the hide is. And slowly but surely, it seems like she will immediately retreat inside. Which I don't really mind. We had a closer look at her. So feel free to go inside and hide. And it would be even better if you would like set up the perimeter and drop down an egg sac. That would be an awesome thing, right? Whew. But if that doesn't happen, I won't be mad as long as she is fine. And the most important thing is that she lives a long and happy life. Yeah. Okay, now I will move her enclosure to her new spot. But with hernia, I need to do a special tactic because enclosure is now even heavier. I added a lot of substrate inside. So I'll just push this cart right to the designated spot. And unfortunately, it is a bit taller, so I will need to move it on my own just a little bit. Although I think that I can just slide it around. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, awesome. Look at this. And now I realize that I basically did the same setup here. And here, the position of the cork bark is nearly identical, right? At least plants are different, and yeah, general setup is a bit different, but let's open all enclosures. Although unfortunately, Linda's enclosure cannot be fully opened. I cannot open this door, or can I? I can just remove it. I need to 3D print new part. But now look at this glorious setup. Nicey nice. And it will be interesting to see if she will actually dig down or maybe go on the right under this wood. She definitely got more than enough substrate to create a burrow. Just like Linda did, you see, Linda's height goes all the way down and then turns on the right side and goes all the way on this side of the enclosure. And in case you forgot how big Linda is, oh, huh? Come on, Linda. I knew it will happen, but I still flinched. There we go, you see? This is how Linda looks now. And right on top, Bella is definitely more darker, while her neighbor is Nandu Tripepi. She doesn't have a name. And she's not as large as the other two girls, but still a relatively large tarantula, you see? Definitely worthy of enclosure of this size. And Bella turned. Hello, did you come to say goodbye? Well, bye. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs it up and comment something. If you want to support this channel more, there's a Patreon page. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I upload every Monday and sometimes a live stream on Sunday. So see you again really soon. Bye.